Tools, if you peek back a little. Oh. Flank.
Last player standing.
Wait. I didn't talk any smack.
Who's talking smack?
I'm just gonna throw it off because Discord mommy keeps taking the spike.
Oh fuck.
Joke's over. You're dead. Wingman.
Oh, Phoenix.
What are we playing? What are we playing
this
right
is Swift.
now? Okay, okay.
This playlist isn't really hitting it for me, not gonna lie.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I have a
Sesame.
K-pop workout playlist. It's pretty good.
Open sesame.
One enemy remaining.
Let's fucking go.
The best. Oh,
Target spotted A. Spike planted. My ultimate is ready. Blocking movement.
it's walled.
Listening. Sound sensor up.
Okay, I see it now.
Oh, he's here. Fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, some slight, you know.
Round in the half.
I'm dead.
Look at Leo trying to practice.
Wingman plant.
Oh. Woo!
Thank you. Nicely done. Affirmative. Target spotted A. Don't get in my way.
Oh shit.
Can't use this yet.
Oh fuck. I didn't
Oh
see
my
that.
God. I'm
Oh
burning.
fuck. Me too. There's
I
too
didn't see
much
the burn.
happening on the floor.
Prepare for hellfire.
Last player standing.
Yeah, they're all there already.
Oh, come on.
Oof.
What's going on? I just got back.
Dude, she made us... We couldn't see anything.
Sides.
I was burning my toes.
Same.
Yeah, my toes were so burnt.
Not
I
my
like, looked down
toesy
and I had 4 HP,
woesies.
and I was like,
I was
oh,
like, all right,
okay.
let me go in, and I was like, oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. Are you gonna wall there, Kimchi?
Yeah. But I don't know if she I don't know what she doing. She doing something.
Oh, she's walling mid. Oh my god, I can't. This song is not hitting.
Mm-mm.
About to smoke right mid and then peek.
My fan is directly on my wrist and they're so cold right now. And I don't think that's a good thing. Oh fuck.
You're
Yeah,
alive.
about that wall. CM, no. CM. What? CM, what? What, CM? Why are you doing this? Thank you so much, I appreciate you.
Enemy punished.
For you. Reloading. Spike planted.
Damn.
I cannot aim, and that's okay. How long have I been streaming for? 33 minutes. 1v1 time soon? If Leo's
You're on
ready.
site.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
That's a lie. What do you mean? I'm always hella low energy. I appreciate you though. What you been up to today? What you been up to? Let's see, what do I buy?
I'm a
Spectre?
Yeah.
And Force.
what? What about you?
Knock on the wall. I'll play B.
Might be mid.
I got B. I think it's B.
A is very quiet.
Pretty sure it's B. We got a lot of utils B.
Spike planted.
Go in. We have smoke.
Fuck.
Damn!
Dude.
Be at peace.
Damn!
I hit him for 44. Of course, just getting ready for my late night gym session. Tiring day at work, so I took a long nap earlier. Ah,
I have an Aries.
my day's pretty
Couldn't
good.
move.
I've been chilling, honestly.
Should have played
Just
right,
chillin'.
probably.
Chilling as always. Love that. Hell yeah, dude.
Barrier created.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Joke's over! You're dead! I hear a lot of footsteps.
Who's next?
Here.
Ah, such good smokes.
Damn.
Spike planted.
Oh,
Well,
fuck.
I know
He
it's
saw my
not-
toes. He saw my toes.
Holy shit, tools.
Reloading. My ult's ready.
Last player standing.
Oh, the snap. I should have went high. Damn, that's so bad. I should have killed both of them.
What are you gonna work out today, Sam?
Match point.
Wherever you are. La, la, la,
How you doing,
la.
Leo?
Yo, I had some cheddar cheese. I had some extra toasty cheddar jack cheeses, bro. Those were fire.
Ooh, ooh, the extra toasty?
Extra toasty.
You're telling me it's butt, right? Because I would eat that.
They were toasty. Not
Oh
buttered.
yeah, it is.
Toasty.
Second pass peek.
They were crispy.
I pulled ring off A.
Fuck.
Jones, bro. The extra cheddar cheeses,
Spike
bro.
down.
Thanks
So
for the
fire.
lurk.
Have a lovely lurk.
What's up, Angie? You also playing games?
Oh my god, what a horrible ass Viper wall. It's not horrible. I'm upset.
It's not horrible. I'm upset. Yo, I was gonna do push today. I couldn't though. I can't.
Honestly,
Brad said what? Honestly, what?
One enemy remaining.
I wasn't gonna say anything important. I was gonna say extra cheddar cheese.
Well,
is
he
really
streamed
good.
Val without me, and when I hopped on, he switched the game. So,
I've seen the puffs. Are the puffs good?
I've never had them, to be
you
honest.
couldn't? Too much hardcore chili. No, my pinched nerve is
That's
still
my-
bothering me,
Like the way I'm
more than
sitting is
usual.
not good.
So I don't know. I think I might have either slept on it wrong or something. Something was weird. So I was just like, okay, it's fine. I'll just do stairs again. I've done stairs
Whoa.
for 2.5 weeks now. So yeah, Angie, tell him that. Tell him that, Angie. Tell him. I hopped on Val, and guess what he did? He switched the fucking game. Yeah, I know. It's so
Thanks for the
sad,
voucher, Taylor.
CM, honestly. But,
Let me know if there'd be.
oh, there's smokes
Oh
here.
yeah, they're here. Double flashed.
That's a wall.
Bro, he killed me and he was blind.
Yo, I need to stop spraying. I need to fucking stop spraying. Oh my god, I'm so mad. I didn't do any aim stuff before playing, so
Spike planted.
I'm kind of
Oh,
spraying.
they are Jones bad.
I do the same thing too sometimes. Ugh, it's so bad. Especially when I switch between a Phantom and...
No, I knew he was gonna peek right after.
I tend to spray from far, knowing damn well I should tap. Andrew, you're gonna have to teach me how to play.
Try.
Attackers win.
Leah, are you ready?
Well, I'm more
Yeah.
of all aim, no brain.
Alright, me and Leah are gonna,
Eye.
we're gonna
Okay.
1v1.
Positioning though, I think you have really good positioning.
Yeah, unrated match, right?
Unrated is so long. We're gonna
I
do
can
swim.
spectate, right? Is that fine?
Yeah, you
Or...
can spectate.
Yes!
Yeah, you
I'm so excited. Leo, get in here.
Oh,
I
God.
invited him, not you. I'm excited.
Oh. I think as long we can have 2 observers, so I think that works out for you guys.
Yes.
I just realized this person's name is Discord Mommy. Yeah. It was Discord Mommy.
Yeah, I try. My higher rank friends tell me to get better position, but for now it's alright. Like just knowing when to hold tight corners and when to swing and etc. It's so much fun and like I just want to kill. I've been playing with some of my friends that are pretty. They're in a higher elo too, and they play so well. Like everything is smooth. I hope they're not watching. And like they're willing to teach me how to
Sweet.
play, but it's a lot, right? And
Sweet,
so
sweet,
focused.
sweet.
They're not even focused, dude. They're fucking around and they just know how to shoot everything and peek every angle and know exactly where. Like so,
Okay.
map awareness and,
You have a map preference?
person awareness is like
Mm.
crazy, crazy. Like where people are, it
Oh, wait,
is.
you
They're
got
just
me
that
dead.
good for
Did we go
real,
to the
yeah.
observer spot?
Yeah, I think so. And you
Okay.
can see both sides.
Oh, sorry, my bad,
Oh,
my bad, my
yeah.
bad.
Well, he's deafened anyway.
I don't even want to
he's
think
locked
about the
in.
pinched nerve anymore. Doing everything in my power to
I guess
prevent
he
it.
probably doesn't even care.
Are you okay now? Like, Siam, like,
What's
is
a
it
good map
fully
for-
fully
Haven.
done?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
about to say, is
Haven.
Haven good?
They just that good for real? They just
Yeah,
no
do
life the
Haven. That
game
was a
so
good one,
much
yeah.
that it's not even a thing for them.
The thing is,
Literally
like, me and
staring
Leah-
at the
neither
wall
me-
to
oh,
make
thank
sure I
you,
sleep
Hunter.
in the
Neither me
correct
nor Leo are
position.
experienced players,
CM,
really. So like,
just make a
making it where
foam
we're
cutout.
both just gonna do crazy ass shit.
Just do a
Wait, what?
foam
What are we
cutout.
doing?
You
No, I'm
guys
saying
were
like
1v1.
we're
Oh, no,
we're
Haven.
both
Girls
like,
against boys. I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
yeah, we got this.
I'm totally fine. Yeah, it hasn't been bad since like June.
Um,
Damn. Angie fucking will carry.
Bro, I'm so stressed right
Crazy carry.
No, no,
Aren't
no,
you
Why
no,
are you
no,
playing
no,
with
no,
stressed?
no,
them?
no, no. We're
now. No,
not trying
cause
to hear
like
that.
How are
no,
you
no, no, it's not that. It's that
typing?
like, bro, like my PC sucks at streaming like this game on stream. So chance
Oh,
like everybody's about to witness seeing me
do you
play
wanna
on.
change your
How do you?
settings?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I got you. Give me 1 second. Let me pull mine up. Where do I need to go? Video. That's where I need to go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna screenshot it and I'm just gonna send it to you.
Bruh, I thought that was
Is that cool?
I did not see graphics quality. Wow.
Is it cool?
That is cool.
Have a lovely lurk.
Did you want me to do that or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Please do.
Alright.
They're about to see me playing like Nintendo 64 graphics.
No. Mine's like, or
Oh,
used to be like
no.
that too. Here. That one, and then
It's like
this is
10
graphics
pixels.
quality.
No, Kimchi coming in clutch for real.
One FPS.
1 FPS.
And then that should be good. Just your general and
Okay.
graphics quality. Fuck my life. English.
English.
English peas. I guess I'm doing
Kimchi's
a face
so
cam
real.
stream up for Madison. Fuck.
Kimchi's so real.
So close to this pistol. Oh.
Just carried one game,
In the battle pass?
but got my
No, on
diamond rank.
raids.
Let's fucking
I'm
go.
almost tier 10.
All right, time for me to go. Have fun. Thank you so much for being here, Sam. I appreciate you. I forgot. I'm such a bad friend. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta shout out all the homies.
I'm almost to the Odin in the battle pass. I got 13 days. I gotta finish it. There's no phantom skin in here though.
You heard it. You heard it here now,
There is.
folks. If I does sin, she has to give somebody 20k channel points.
What?
Yep, that's the wager.
Ah man,
How do I give channel points?
that's a good question.
Just make a poll and I donate.
5
I
gifted.
bet. 5 gifted. I ain't got 5 gifted money.
220 points.
2 gifted.
3 gifted is such a random number. Oh, my chair is
Thanks, sir.
hanging.
I mean, you can give channel points for free, right?
Yeah, but how do you give channel points?
If you're a mod, you can do it.
Oh.
You
Is
have
there
to be
any
in
money
mod
behind the
mode.
scenes? Is anybody wagering? Who's for the win?
Oh shit! Oh,
No,
oh,
Justin!
bets up in my what is it called? My Discord. Hold on, I can put a prediction for Leo. Hold on, give me a second.
Wait, that's
Have a lovely lurk.
Hold on, I have to go to mod mode. Ugh.
wait, where'd you put the bet? Wait, where's
I
the
have
bet
to.
on your Discord?
No, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. Let me change the mod mode. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put up a prediction.
You can't see, right? Like, if we were to.
All right, ready? Who will win this 1v1? You gave me
Where's it
too much
at?
power. It's in Leo's stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm a mod in his, so I have powers. You gotta predict.
How did you give channel points?
How do you give channel points? I'm pretty sure it's a command. Let me see.
Oh, well, that didn't work.
Oh shit. Okay.
Slash. Let me try this. Let me see if I can give channel points. I guess you can only manage requests. You can't give points. Hold on.
Are you ready, Leo?
Yeah.
Nah, you see, Assassin voted for you, so you can't let him down.
Oh, of course. Come on now. Assassin, I got you, G.
Hi, Richard. We're playing a 1v1 right now.
Did you set up a poll for yours?
I did, and it's over now. Because I wanted to end before the match started.
Oh, I see, I
'Cause then
see,
if
I
people-
see.
If people like are voting like at the end of the match, then it's like.
True, I didn't think of that. Damn, you too smart. Fuck, I fucked up. What's up,
Mama too
Sharky?
hot like
Sorry, I
like
was.
what?
Thank you for the like, Angie. I was modding, doing mod
Okay,
duties.
so I'm
Sorry.
gonna close the stream.
Yes,
and
yes,
then-
yes.
Hmm. I need multiple of me so I can play multiple. Oh god. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the tail. How does that go? My
Choose
mommy.
your agent.
Yeah. Nah. Okay. Neon, of course. It's alright. It's alright.
Is this-
Easy.
Is this Spike Rush or no?
This is Swift Play.
Okay.
I mean, it's basically the same, I guess, as what Spike Rush would be, but...
Channel
there's only-
points. Fatal Weenie has powers. Oh my god, I didn't read that. Sorry, I'm modding. My god. I don't mean to be such a bad mod. Imagine,
Oh, should we
imagine,
confine ourselves to one side?
imagine modding and streaming, and modding 3 channels, and your own channel at the same time. I'm like superhuman.
You could be standing on one, I could be on the other, we would never see each other.
You wanna?
Just don't
Which side
watch
you
my
wanna
stream.
Which one you wanna confine it to?
Let's just stay between A and B. Or, yeah. I guess. I don't know, bro.
Okay. Bro.
What's wrong?
I'm muted, so they can't hear. Oh my god, they're so close together.
Did I even pick up the spike? Oh. We can do only A or only B or only... Maybe only
No,
A?
I felt like we should establish this earlier today.
I don't know the proper 1v1 technique. Let's just say A. We'll just say A.
When I play Rambo, we usually combine it to like one area on the map.
Okay, well then we'll just do A.
Alright.
Toxins going up.
Oh, I'm not even on site in here? Oh well.
Toxins going up. Toxin screen down.
You had it coming.
Scared the shit out of me.
He was so patient, not gonna lie. Usually he rushes in. He was so patient.
That scared the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. I jumped.
Tell me, Mr. Valentine.
Unexpect the unexpected.
You saw his barrel like last second by the plyo box.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
Do you wanna hit it? Treat me like a princess. Tripping
Gotta go.
Oh my god.
Watch out. Gotta go.
Tell me, Mr. Valentine.
Why are you running?
Oh my god. Oh, she still thinks he's in there. Yes, been a minute since Leah.
Go, go, go.
Why are you running?
Oh, that was so close.
I should have stopped at that.
Switching sides.
I'm doing drippy.
Wait, so does it go to 4 or 12?
It goes
It's
to
gonna
5.
go to it's gonna go to 5.
Oh, okay.
It's early. Don't get excited.
Okay. Same thing, C or A,
You can
or-
pick whichever one you'd like. I picked A last time, so
We could just stay A. I'm down.
okay.
Action is coming.
Oh god, why are you saying it
Wow.
like that? So scary.
It's the movie.
Commando.
I'm gonna run this song back. I love this song so much. It's such a good song.
I'm out of here.
Too bad it doesn't play in the VOD.
Jesus, can't hit my shot.
Oh, my thing was. My crosshair was down.
Oh, yeah, right. Sun was in my eyes. Sun was.
Oh, yeah.
Sun was in my eyes, dead ass. For someone like you, for a minute.
Go, go, go.
Y'all, I'm sweating.
If you treat me like a princess, I'm tripping fall, cause
I'm out of here.
like you're taking this clue, but I don't go
I'm out of here. Almost out.
It's been a while, it's been a minute since I feel like no time.
You
Boy,
How
found
did
you.
you
Hi.
sneak around?
Gotta go.
How did you sneak around? Did you go through
What do
B?
Bro, like I went around the whole map.
Wait, what? That's not fair.
What do you mean?
You went around the whole map?
Did I have to like strictly go to A? I mean C?
I mean, that's what I did, but you know what? If that's
I mean-
that's how we play, and that's fine. That's fine. Play
Alright,
how you want to. Play how you want to.
Oh shit.
Alright.
Oh shit.
Oh
Play
no.
how you want to.
Alright. Hold on. We still go to A, right?
No, play how you fucking want to.
Yo, what's
you
up?
Shit,
What's
alright,
up?
bet.
Oh no.
Bro's gonna plan on fucking C.
Coming through.
Damn.
Defenders win.
Oof, that was woof. Yows.
What do you mean, yows?
Yows.
All I did was run around.
Wait, so my prediction? My prediction?
I say 2 out of 3.
We could do another prediction.
Money!
Not recharged yet. You want to play another one, Leo?
Yeah.
He wants to go again.
Go again, go again.
Okay. Do you want to do the same map or do a different map?
How many maps are there?
There's
I
quite a
don't
lot.
know. I really don't
10.
know. 10 maps.
Split has 2 sites. What are other 2-site maps?
Let's just pick a 2-sided map and we just alternate sides.
Okay. Is wait, Pearl 2-site? No, that's 3-site, right? Wait, Pearl is 2-site. What is fucking split? It's fine. Oh wait, I gotta do the prediction. You have 2 minutes to predict who you think is gonna win.
I have money to spend, so I'll just gamble it all.
Oh my gosh.
I have money. It's
Somebody's
fine.
going back and forth.
500 is good enough.
Bro, who is someone's betting it all on Leo? I bet it's freaking tools.
Leo to win.
I mean,
I want you
the
to
last
win.
match was a warm up.
Right. It was a warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just bet like 600 points.
Yeah.
Which
I
I
bet
mean,
1K.
Warm up. Yeah.
So we going left or right? A or B?
I believe.
Wait.
Oh, I bet 390. I was way off. I thought I
A?
clicked more.
Go, go, go.
Action. Alright.
I guess. A?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm out of here.
Action is coming.
Don't get in my way.
Alright, guys. They're literally right next to each other.
Oh shit!
Oh!
You scared me. Scare me.
Oh! So close, so close.
So B.
Okay.
Gotta go. I'm out of here.
Oh fuck! I fucked it up. Oh well, whatever.
Hmm. This is very entertaining. Very.
Coming through.
Oh? That's a pretty good wall, actually.
Where
Wait, what do you have? such a
you were at
better-
heaven?
Yeah.
What the? Okay. Bruh. What? Okay.
Okay.
I choked on his spit.
Bruh.
Cause I fucked up my wall.
Wait, that was A or okay.
That was B.
Toxins going up. Toxin screen down.
Booman, what? What are you doing? Yo, what are you doing?
Spoonman raided my stream with 10 viewers.
Uninformed take.
Oh my god!
Why?
Screen down.
Oh my god! That scared the shit out of me. Snow, I'm so
Oh my god, it's so laggy. I'm so sorry.
sorry if you ever see the stream.
Blasphemy? What blasphemy? Dude, bro. I might have missed it.
How's your stream? What are you playing?
Yo,
Wait, there's shiny up here. Was it just... Do I take stuff? Okay, so I got the shiny books.
Where the?
More books.
What, I thought we were. Wait.
Yeah, of course.
Are we
He was playing
alternating every
Walking
time?
Dead. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought. Oh shit.
shiny.
No, you good.
I'm
Okay,
watching
okay, this
Sin
time
and
we'll
Leo
go A.
1v1 right now.
A this time. A this time.
It's pretty interesting. Pretty fun.
I was sweating. Not gonna lie. I was like.
Like how? Sin's killing it, dude. She's up 2. Leo's got 1 right now. We're observing so we can see both.
Toxin screen down.
Damn.
I'm dead. You came to my right.
Switching sides.
All right, you pick.
That was A, so B.
Works for me.
Oh goodness.
Cause I'm sneaky. I'm
I-
sneaky.
No, I can't stand still, bro. That's not me.
Damn, that's
That's-
crazy,
that honestly suits
right?
you
That's pretty
playing,
good.
Neon, though.
Neon's really noisy. I would suggest them to use more of their utils. They're not using it as much. but that's quite fine. When you play 1v1, it's kind of hard to use utils. I would have played both initiator, but I think it would have been easier if they were both initiator. Like, he's definitely just given up his position pretty easily here. Wait. The other side. Yep. So when you're playing a 1v1, you can't tuck yourself in a corner like that. I totally would, though. I definitely would do that. Match point.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
That's so funny.
It is.
I'm out of here.
Huh? Oh wait, A?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I'm so bad at 1v1s. What shooting games do you play, Turtle? See, this is the best place to be if you're defending on a 1v1.
Damn.
No.
Cannot aim. You had a big boy gun.
Of course.
Yeah, I think he forced that one.
Big brain, big brain. A or B?
A. Wait. No, B. My bad. We just alternate.
Go.
Okay.
Gotta go.
I want to know what they're thinking about right now.
Toxins going up.
You see how he didn't shift walk, so... But she's leaving her whole side open.
Toxin screen down.
Have a lovely lurk.
Thank you for the Lurgator, I appreciate you.
Out of charges.
Yep. My god.
Out of charges.
You have a big boy gun too.
A?
Yeah.
Go. Go.
La da dee, la da doo, la da da.
I'm out of here.
Ugh.
I'm out of here. Go.
Oh, this guy is zooming, sorry. I'd rather be famous instead. I don't care, I paint the town red.
Bruh,
Nice.
I literally forgot to buy my wall.
Have a
bro.
lovely lurk.
Oh, okay, thank you so much for being here, Turtle.
legit-
Thank you for the lurk. Have a good night's rest,
Forgot to
okay?
buy
It's
my
pretty late
wall,
for you,
bro.
yeah?
It's okay. It's okay.
Get some good rest.
GG.
Those were rumors anyway.
Devil, she a bad little bitch,
Okay.
she a rebel.
Now we can play regular.
Have a lovely lurk.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
He's gonna go cry in the bathroom real quick.
He's
Jones,
gonna
thank
stop.
you for the
Oh,
lurk.
wait. I just gotta get my
Oh,
wait.
shit.
I just gotta get my tissues real quick. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You hear in the background?
Yeah.
Just talking shit.
I just want to thank everyone for believing in me.
God. And the arc begins.
The
I'm
training
a
arc.
demon lord. Honestly, though, yup. That's how it starts, right?
Sid. Yo.
Bitch,
throwing-
I
she's throwing
said
for
what I
classes.
said.
I would never throw. I turn my music off and everything.
She was focused.
I was so focused, like music off and everything.
She a little bit, she a rebel.
Doja.
Little
Thank
Doja
you,
Mew Mew.
everyone, for believing in me. I appreciate you all. I'd like to thank the Academy for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to thank the guys at the computer PC building place for helping me, you know, pick my parts.
Oh God.
Congrats. Yeah, I won this time. He's
He'll
gonna,
be
he's gonna
back for
train.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna train and then come beat my ass. So it was fun though.
He's definitely right now.
Wait, hold on. Oh, he rated out.
Oh. Do you slide on all your nights like this? Do you try on all your nights like this? Oh my gosh, you guys, I lost 1 follower! What am I gonna do?
Stop streaming now, apparently.
I just
Yeah.
quit. I quit.
Yep. Can't have none of that. Sin. Sin the heck.
Hi Tanner, hi Tanner, hi Tanner. Got the hydration right here. How you doing? Happy midnight. Mama too hot like what? Mama too hot like a furnace. I'm sweating. It's hot in here.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a little warm in here.
I was watching both POVs. That was good. Good 1v1.
Nah, bro, my POV was terrible, bro. Don't say that. It was 1 FPS. Stop it, tools.
It was good.
It was 1 FPS, bro. You did not see anything, bro. It took me 15 minutes to walk, bro. One day.
Are we good? We ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
Ready when you are.
You want to play unrated or Swifts?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter.
Leo, do you care?
Nope.
Have a lovely lurk.
All right then. Unrated it is.
Thank you for the lurk,
You should be warmed
Leo.
up now, right?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Right. He should be warmed up now.
Yeah. We're warmed up. That was a
Yeah.
practice match.
Yeah. You were.
Yeah.
Honestly, good way to start out with like fighting each other.
Oh yeah.
Good warm up.
Honestly, we can make this a tradition.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
I don't want to hear this song again. I wanna see.
Earl's sweatshirt.
Who was that?
I don't know. His music's kind of good. I like it.
Yo, the community
Tyler, Creator.
playlist. Bread fucking dropped almost 300 songs.
Wait, playlist?
Huh? Yeah. Go on my Discord and then grab the Spotify roll, and then you'll have the community playlist.
Roll,
Community playlist.
Hell yeah. It's in home base rolls. Then scroll down to the bottom. It's Spotify. And then you can go to life, and then it's Spotify playlist. And it should be pinned to join the playlist.
Yeah,
Oh.
damn.
What?
Oh my goodness.
I know there's a lot to do in my Discord. I'm so sorry. I've made it kind of complicated. Maybe.
Yoru.
Who do I want to play? I kind of want to play Fade, but we do need something.
Yeah, I play smokes. I was gonna play Phoenix, but it was like I'm bored.
I want to learn how to play Phoenix. He's very like self-sufficient, well-rounded.
Yeah, he's good. It's just the flashes low-key like kind of screw yourself sometimes.
Yeah. I guess it's like good if you also have two players, right? So then you can be like flashing out, and then that at the same time that person peeks, and you can peek right after.
I see.
I just use too much util. I'm just not good at the game yet with util. But I know what you mean. I get what you're saying.
I just need to work on patience.
Patience for
Yeah.
like not how to like. I feel like
Doubles
patience
are better,
is
like
more map awareness.
Whoa, Jingle Swift, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that.
I was gonna say like in comp, like especially like I noticed while ranking up, it's like it's pick for pick, and like you have to be able to adjust to the second after. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Staying alive is what I'm trying to say. It's hard.
Yeah.
Another thing is like if there's one person there, expect there to be another.
True.
If
That's
the-
what I mean by that second
Mhm.
individual. You know what I mean?
So
it's like
that's why
everyone travels together.
accuracy is important, because then you'll get the first one with just 2 shots or 3 if you're lucky, and then you still have hella more. You don't have to reload.
Right.
If there's a third person, just count yourself dead at that point. If there's a third follow-up, that's it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
At least trade, right? Just trade.
If you even peek 3 people, you're dead.
Real.
Getting it like 2
That's what I'm
is
learning.
great.
That's what I'm learning. Don't peek.
If you're defending, defend. If you're attacking, attack.
Well, if you're gonna peek, unshift. Because you're quiet for
Yeah.
like 2 steps. Angie,
I can't
haven't
tell. Like,
played.
there definitely is first shot accuracy.
I haven't played. I was watching them. I was watching them play. Do you see this, Angie? Do you see this right here? Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this? Shh. Oh, what? Hello? No? What do you mean sacrifices? Isn't this pretty, Bread? I know Bread is hating. What? He'd never hate me. Oh fuck, I need to turn the game volume up. It's hella low right now.
On me. 2 on A.
Alright.
They're coming up. They're coming up.
Kimchi? Yes.
Another one? There's gonna be another one. To the left.
Bring me 4 people? What does that even mean?
Got
There's
it.
Another one. Oh. Got the spike.
Are they all pushing?
I got the spike over here.
Who's this kid oh, he's AFK.
GG. We did that, Leo. We did that. We
Yeah.
did
Because
Oh,
we're
the
built
best.
different.
that. We're better.
Bring me 4 to follow.
Just better.
Oh shit. Hey guys, Brett only needs 4 more followers. Brett only needs 4 more followers.
Bread.
Shout him out.
bread.
Shout him out.
Is he streaming?
Yes.
Shout
Shout him out. Shout this dude out.
What is his name? Cause he's not.
I got
Wait,
you. I got
I
you.
got it.
Sin. Oh, you got it?
I can do
friend?
it.
Okay.
I missed. I can do it.
Ah.
Can I post
Oh
the,
no, I
the
didn't
link
buy.
in your chat, Sin? I don't know. Or do I?
Yeah, you can. You're a mod, I think.
Okay.
Can't you just shout him out?
They're on.
Oh wait. Okay, that was yeah. Let me just do that.
Zippy.
Fuck, I hit her twice. She's one. I hit her for 110. Nice. How did our Yoru get that kill? I am so confused.
Fuck.
You can break that wall.
You good?
I'm not. I'm just going top.
She's down there.
One left.
Coming through.
I
Good job,
Got
good
her.
job, good job.
diffuse. Nice, nice, nice.
That actually
I
worked.
no-scoped her.
Hell
I
yeah.
thought I killed her.
You only need how many more? Let me refresh. You need 3 more. 3 more. He needs 3 more followers. Let me actually fucking
Guys, go
buy
follow
this
us
guy.
on Reddit.
Shout. I can.
Shout him out in everyone else's channel that you're a mod for.
Maybe be careful with that. Some people don't like that.
I hit him with the
Oh,
follow.
that's true.
He needs how many? I don't know. I'm in Discord right now. I don't know how I got here. What, 3 more followers?
He needs 3.
3 more followers.
Yes.
He needs 2 now.
2.
3
2
more
now. 2.
followers. Go show love. Ah.
But make sure that's part of it.
Oh. Wait. Ah.
Recovering it. Here.
Oh, Kimchi scared me.
Sorry. I am right
They're
behind
all
you.
mid.
They're all
I
mid.
knew it.
I'm not going down that way. Fuck that.
Yours AFK. Kidding.
I think we
Oh,
just
no,
wait for
no.
plant at this point because we're so split.
Yours lag.
Can't use this yet. You will not kill me.
Oh fuck.
Are they all at B?
Yeah. They're all on
30
backside
seconds
B.
left.
Closer to our spawn.
One enemy remaining.
That's one down.
Spike
Specs on me.
B.
She's right there. 78.
Aye.
Sorry,
this was taken.
reloading.
Follow Doug. Thanks, Tanner. You're awesome.
Did he hit it yet?
he hit
Is
it?
He needs
is he there
2
yet?
more. 2
Um,
more.
Okay. Alright.
Thanks, Tanner.
Alright,
you're
everyone
awesome.
put your alt account. I'm just kidding. Pull out your alt accounts, please. Follow Mr. Cerberus.
Wall raised.
Okay.
My ultimate is ready.
I've got my ult.
They're on B.
One's on heaven by B.
He's concussed. Peek it.
Oh. Yoru?
Great.
Hold on, I got this. Uh-oh, what are you about to do, bro?
Train harder.
Slay.
I think she walled.
One enemy remaining.
Jesus Christ, he's
Spike
peeking me.
down B.
Oh, I saw it. I didn't think that would actually hit. Oh my god.
Last enemy taken out.
Did you see that? I got that kill without even seeing anything. Bro.
She's cracked. She's better. Please teach me.
I really love this crosshair. I think that's it. Oh,
wait,
he hit
Leo.
50!
Leo, please buy me. Thanks, Leo.
He hit 50. Let's go. Thanks, guys. You're so sweet. Oh my goodness.
Barrier created. Here.
Mid. Here.
They're breaking wall.
They're mid as well, though. Oh, we gotta either. Okay. I'm with you.
Jesus Christ, 105 on Sage.
Knocking them.
I don't see them here.
They're not. Backed out. On top. Dead.
Left side, right side.
He fucking came left, but
Alright, let's go this way. Go around.
I'm gonna hold Haven for you. I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
The way they're switching guns back and forth is stressing me out.
30 seconds left. You will not kill my allies.
Okay.
They're coming.
Get out of my way.
I got walled.
Spike planted.
I hit Sage twice on the way down.
Oh no, he opened the multiverse.
Broke wall.
Their backside.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Red. Nice.
On your left. Oh,
There's an
this one.
op there.
I don't want it.
I do. I want
Okay,
that
I got
shit.
it. Picked it up for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do I have a bullet between my eyes? What the fuck?
Sorry. I didn't mean to be so aggressive.
He said. Oh, you picked up.
No way.
Oh, I got it. I
Did
got
you?
it. I got it.
Thanks,
Okay.
Tanner. You awesome.
Don't cook.
Let him cook.
You guys are so silly. Oh, he can apply
You
for
have a
affiliate
hidden
now.
talent? What does he mean by that?
The
He said
third
keep it
eye.
hidden. It's like, oh, this shit fire. Let it burn.
Oh, somebody's mad.
Fucking custom. Holy
Fuck, I hit him
shit.
for 80. It's so unnerving. Oh my god.
Spike down mid.
I can never aim for a fucking face when they strafe like
One
that.
enemy remaining.
We have Spike right here in mid. Gecko killed Neon. Yes.
Ooh, what gun is that?
On me.
Oh, it's not even letting you pick it up?
Oh, the judge?
Oh, it's just a judge.
Yeah, so I didn't pick it up.
I hunt for skins, so
Oh.
He's a skin hunter.
yes. I wanna go. I'll go B.
I have a feeling they're gonna try A. I'm gonna play A side.
Alright.
You got it, dude. One of Poser's
I
comedian
have
mods
ult
were on, so I
this
went to
one,
them.
this one.
That's really nice.
Kimchi's a waller. She walled.
I knew it.
A.
Oh, oh my god.
I knew as soon as I picked up Dizzy, she was gonna peek. I did it anyway.
Remove. Healing.
Healing
Oh
you.
my god. A.
Fuck. That was intense.
Blocking vision. Recovering it. Need that back. One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
That's a fire gun skin.
30 seconds left. Fire in the hole.
What the fuck? Where is he? Oh my god.
Ten seconds left.
I hear him about to eat.
I need a stop.
I did not want to die and give him this up.
Don't do it.
Wall raised.
Nice, we rotated pretty fast. It's pretty good.
You will not kill my allies. I'm out of here.
They're gonna rotate. But they're gonna probably
Going
go
mid.
through, yeah, they're gonna go through tunnels.
One's Haven.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid. Thirty seconds left. Your duty is not over.
Who killed me? Reloading.
Spike is here.
Reloading.
10 seconds left.
Dying is for other people. My ult's ready.
To say it again, here. I titled my stream, "They Don't Want the Smokes."
Wait, you're not playing smokes?
I know.
You're hella funny.
Wall raised. For you.
I'll handle this.
A.
Seems like I don't know what they're doing. Here's some movement, eh?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, 78 freaking Viper.
Last player
Damn.
standing. Spike planted.
Oh no, why?
It's okay, it's okay. Auntie.
What's up, Benny? How you doing?
Alright, I haven't gotten
How you
any
been?
picks in like 2 rounds. I've been sniping, so.
Yeah, actually, you know what? It's your fault.
Yeah, it is.
No, the reason we lost was your fault. Pick it
100%.
up.
You're right. We gotta win those. We have to.
That was a great pep talk. Great pep talk.
To do it again. Next time I'll buy you a grapefruit
Oh,
to do it.
Grapefruit?
sad,
What
Frank.
the frick?
Let me know if they're
No, I'm busy on Thursday all of a sudden, this guy.
Oh, that
Anyone
looks like
hear that on
a lot
stream?
of
No,
people.
just me.
They're all
Damn.
they're
I didn't even hear the Discord call. I don't know what he said.
Hear what?
What?
I was the first one who got it.
You might want to hide.
Fuck.
Let them come in. Let them come in. Fuck.
Standing.
She crouched. I hit her 78.
Spike down B.
I would let it go and reposition.
They're gonna leave. What's behind me? Of course. I didn't even hear the sage. She went around. It's whatever. It's 1v4. Zero map awareness.
L.
I should have looked
slash
behind me.
mode.
Right.
No, you're good. You're good.
Jeez.
I almost said watch your back, but I was like, you know.
That's why repositioning when it's like a 4v.
You're gonna wall.
Yeah, wall right here. Repositioning is better because they already know you're at, so they're like gonna be faster finding you.
Ah, freak.
I think it's mid again.
Benny, do you play?
Oh, they're all B. B, 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 B.
Spike planted.
What am I gonna do with that fucking Aries?
Need that back. Recovering it.
Oh.
Oh shit, she scared the shit out of me. Your flank.
They're here?
Yeah, left side.
I don't know what we do.
I punish you. Last player
Oh, she was on.
standing.
Oh. Oh well. Damn it! I dropped that cool ass skin.
Yeah, but only with
All right.
friends, but I'd be down to play. Add me.
Last
Add me.
round before the switch.
You want a gun with a skin?
Me?
Yeah, what do you want?
Phantom.
Okay, buy this. Oh wait. Oh wait, hold on.
Can someone
Buy
get
this?
Thank you.
Bye. Wait, where'd it go? Oh.
You have it.
No, I don't. I don't have anything.
What? You don't have it?
Oh. No, I haven't.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you do have it. Cause you pick it.
I have it now. I didn't have it the first time.
Really?
Neon, 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 neon.
Mid?
Bolted. Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm 60.
Yep, I'm right with you.
For you.
The skin! It's the skin!
I have their Viper on me.
Oh, fuck.
On A. And the Sage on A.
The skin only got me so far.
Viper and Sage with me.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
She's low.
Clutch.
Night.
Oh,
Aw,
holy
fuck.
shit, no way.
Switching
It's
sides.
okay.
Benny, I don't have that command. I'm
'Cause
so
now we get to
sorry.
attack.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god, when Viper's like that, it's so scary. Literally so scary.
Taking that back.
Spike's here.
Alright, just get ready to look left and door. I'm gonna window smoked.
Let's go initiator.
Here.
Yeah, neon, go first.
Just remember you're faster.
There's 3. I stacked it. You can.
I hit.
We back out of these? We back out of these?
You guys can leave.
We back out?
Is G-Bro playing?
No.
Sin, let me heal you.
Okay.
Do we fake it?
You think we go back?
Go back. Walk.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Third. Oh shit. No, stop.
Go fast. Go fast.
I'm watching here.
There's dead.
Nice,
Repositioning
nice,
towards
nice.
y'all.
I'm still watching here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay.
So normally there's 3 points that any enemy can come from on
Oh,
a
they're
site.
heaven.
Okay. Playtime.
I didn't hit her once.
One enemy remaining.
On me.
Nice.
Nice.
Good teamwork. Holy shit.
Not close enough, man.
Nice.
And they out here choosing violence. If you see me out in public.
Alright, so
Yo!
Sup?
Bro.
Yo, what's up, Lunar? Oh shit. Neon's on this side. My kryptonite.
I'm gonna fake it.
Yeah.
I'll pop both the fake flashes, and I went down. I'm in sewer.
Oh fuck. This guy does not know how to control his... Oh, nope, there's too many. We gotta go that way.
Be careful, Sage hears you. She's there. But yeah, look left. I'm getting pushed from behind too. I gotta run back sewer. Fuck. Hit him twice. Sewer just got flank, we're fine. Wait for her to pick.
B's get the planet.
Yeah, alright, I'm coming. Planning back box. Haven, watch my Haven. Look
30
left, Leo.
seconds left.
Oh, she was quicker.
I'm pissed. One enemy remaining.
Nice. I'm watching heaven. Oh my god. I'm watching here, sorry. Nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanna see. Brad, I wanna see.
How are the games? Oh, I smacked Leo in a 1v1.
Oh shit! It's pink. Is it on stream or where? Fred is on your stream or
Yeah, it's
where
in the
is
VOD. It's on the VOD. You can.
You
watch
know,
the VOD.
highlight. I'm just kidding. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
highlight.
I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sorry.
highlight.
No. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That's mean. Do you have like a wingman? Like a wingman? Do you have like a wingman?
It's fake. It's fake. You can lurk there if you want. Catch up.
One day.
Kimchi, I don't know what to do. I'm scared.
Healing you.
He's doing the most, honestly. He does not have to do all of that.
Time to jump. Fake teleport.
Oh my god. You better real teleport over there, you...
Reloading.
What is he shooting at? All our people over there. I'm sorry, Leo. I cannot heal you. We need to plant soon.
One enemy remaining.
He'll be on your stream. I have 10 seconds until I can heal you, Leo.
I'm playing it soon.
Okay.
30 seconds left.
Wait, why is okay?
I doubt she's gonna push up though. You like the
Alright,
song,
come for
Angie?
me.
I love this song. It's such a good song. Where are you, Leo? Let me heal you.
Huh?
I got heals.
We're at, wait. Oh.
Raven?
Yeah. But they're gonna probably go
Come back,
backside.
connector,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Just gonna-
Ooh.
Good shit, guys.
Nice.
That's pretty sick.
Shoot, no weapons.
Bruh,
How am I
what's
supposed
that,
to
Lunar?
play with no weapons?
play
Should
with
this practice
play
this
no
game?
play with no weapons.
Chaos banned shooting.
Feel you in a spit.
Knives only. Okay.
Bruh, what's up, Lunar?
Knives
Knives only.
Not for me. You guys can still.
No,
do
you
whatever
but
you want.
you're gonna throw the game for what?
Wow,
For
reported,
what?
reported.
I thought
What?
this
The
was
stream? Wow.
I thought this
Good night,
was
G-Bro.
all or
Rating and going to
nothing.
Are you guys watching Ouija Shark?
Wait, Tools, you have Spike, you're alone.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Oh, Leo ramboed in. Let's not go this way. Let's go the way Tools is. Yeah,
I don't know why I went this way.
that's okay. We'll meet you. You can pinch him.
They're out.
Consider I can only have a
Okay.
knife out. Thanks, Chaotic.
We're good.
Look right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
No, I could have knifed her, guys.
I'm
I
so
could have
sorry.
knifed her.
I'm so sorry.
That was my chance, guys. Oh, they're both there, and I can't even shoot.
There's one rotating behind you, Sin. Jet's out.
Last player
Oh
standing.
no.
I'm sorry,
Spike down
guys.
A.
It's okay.
They're probably like, why is that gecko only playing with a knife? I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Somebody told her to play with only a knife.
Not gonna say I'm not surprised. Yeah, I know, G-Bro. I know. Leo, yeah.
What's up, G bro?
He'll give me next time.
Come on, we're going A.
Okay. What the heck is that? What the hell is that?
Get on. Just trust me.
I'm coming.
Julie, you sound a bit better than earlier.
I had a nap.
I had a nap. He just needed his
Jet
baby
is on.
nap.
Jet is on. Jet is on.
Shit. Oh my god, Lelouch is
Windows blocked.
faster than me.
Don't get it.
Let's go, Yoru.
One enemy remaining.
Shit, you're a dog.
What about let's go
Left,
Sin?
left, left. Nice. Good job, Sin.
Thank you. Have a wonderful stream, gleefully. Hopefully I'll be streaming soon. What? What are you gonna stream? Oh, I guess you can tell me later. I guess you can tell
Who's
me.
streaming?
My friend Tanner, Iron Hellrain.
Oh
So hopefully I'll
shit.
be streaming soon.
Shout it out. Get that 50 followers before affiliate.
Before it even, before you happen.
Speed run, speed run.
Yeah.
For me, it was the average view count that was super hard.
I think, well,
They shot through a fucking wall. There's ain't no fucking way.
This raise is really.
they're hacking.
They are. I'm sorry, I just healed myself.
Close
I say
left.
we back out. I say we back
Send
out.
stock. We have to help her.
Nope, she's not.
Okay, come.
She already broke it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we have a smaller window now. Yep, let's go. Jets this way. I got her back. Okay. We should be good.
You're smoked, A. Push through. Windows off. Just look left. Gotta move though. It's gonna break soon.
Do you have a wingman?
I'm gonna play high.
Okay. I have
here
heals
on
for
wall.
you. I have heals for you.
I don't know where Lumen is.
Oh fuck. Heaven?
Oh, she's right here. Oh, there's also.
Oh.
What? There's yeah. They might just have that one.
Oh, they got it.
Save. Oh.
I picked up.
That
I
was
picked up
so
Wingman
close.
This time.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Fuck, I can't get a
The points
gun.
back after. My buddy's gonna want me to try to set everything up. Bro, if you need any help with anything, let me know. I'm more than willing to help.
Leo.
I think someone gave me the points back.
Can
after
I?
the game
Can you
ended.
write? Thank you. Oh. Yoru bought for me. Yoru needs to request too.
I have ult.
Oh fuck.
I didn't see anybody, but
Viper above your.
Spike down A.
Nice.
what the hell? What the hell?
Better. Water. Behind you.
Last player standing.
I hit her 80.
Yours got this.
No, Yoru didn't buy.
You got a phantom. He's got a good bomb.
One enemy remaining.
He's got this shit. He hurt her.
Didn't grab the gun.
Come on. You
That's
heard
alright,
that.
guys. We have to win one more round.
I know. Bad Bunny, yes. Angie, you already know.
Music doesn't mix well with footsteps. So real.
Turn that shit up then.
It's like lurk it. It's playtime. Just play time, try and get picks.
We want to go A again?
He's using that comp lingo. Good luck with the games. Just want to sign in for a few. Thanks for stopping by, Chaotix. I should probably be heading to sleep soon anyway.
Oh, there's a second. There's a second.
Finally.
Me, I was ulted.
Spike down B. One
Nice, nice,
enemy
nice.
remaining.
On site B.
B.
So we just
Send
go
it.
A?
Just dip, go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, she ulted.
I'm gonna try to pick
You
some
might
up.
meet her. You might meet her here. Trying to get me up.
You're up.
Nice.
Use that wingman.
30 seconds left.
I have 8 seconds till I can heal you.
Obscuring vision. Taking that back. Recovering it.
I'm watching here.
Here.
Nice. Good
Nice.
job.
Jeez.
Woo! I got 20
Good
chicken nuggies
game.
this game. Holy shit.
20 piece.
20-piece chicken nuggets?
20 piece.
Alright, I'm gonna play one more and then I gotta go to bed because this is getting late.
That works for me too. Are you gonna join, Lunar?
Is there room?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's room for one more.
Okay.
If you
I'll
want.
be right there.
I mean, if you don't want to.
I want to.
I know you're feeling a bit icky. That was pathetic.
I don't make excuses. Being sick doesn't make me less capable of clicking heads. Let's see. Are you guys ready? Let's play unranked.
Oh, we're playing unranked. Unrated.
You sound like you're going night night, my guy.
Me?
Hell yeah.
He's like,
Maybe you sound like you need to go night night.
No. Fuck night night.
Okay.
Gotta stomp on kids.
Real. Realest thing you ever said.
Stop.
I'm getting sicker by the hour though. It is true. And I thought sleep would help, but then I just woke up sicker. So I was like, fucking sleep.
Sneezed on the beat, then the beat got sicker. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing.
Oh my god, I think this is the first time the lobby.
Oh my gosh, you're talking in game and in Discord.
Yep.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like this is the first time I played a Valorant game where all my 5 seconds not a child.
Not a
Damn.
child?
You can talk shit now.
Ever?
What the fuck is that? Who's opening
Do
shit?
Lando and Sir Bredius count as children?
We're not supposed to say that.
Okay.
I'm streaming.
What? I'm having
You've
problems
said on
sleeping,
stream
so-
multiple times that Lando's your child though. Son or whatever.
I'm having problems sleeping, so here I am temporarily. Welcome. We're gonna play one more unrated game, so you're just in time.
Damn, that sweater looks hella comfy, Sin.
It is super comfy. It's like an extra large. Or it might even be a 3X. I don't even know. It's massive. I could wear it as a dress, but it's super soft. It's got a little ghost on it. It's from a car meet.
A car meet? You go to
Yeah.
car meets?
Well, I didn't. This was a gift from someone.
You one of those people that like go in front of street races, like ready, set it.
Oh,
This is
God.
not Tokyo
and
Drift,
they go
bro.
skrrr, and then the Tokyo Drift song comes
First
up.
of all,
Doom.
I wonder if you.
No. Fuck out.
No. I've never been to a car meet. Oh, I've been to car shows, but I've never been to a meet.
They're
But that's
pretty
where
fun.
You said you got your sweater.
Someone gave it to me. Someone
I'm
got it
back.
from a car meet. Welcome
Oh.
back.
Wait, did you win?
That was a long ass
win,
time ago.
sister?
Holy shit. That's hella funny.
Yeah, that was like an hour ago.
I was painting a rock, okay? I got really involved in painting my rock for my class.
Nice. What'd you draw on the rock?
Oh no, so like I'm literally painting, like I got a rock and it's like a fake rock that I carved and then I'm painting it to look like a real rock. Cause I'm in stagecraft, like theater stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So you just like painted a base coat of gray and then add like
Let me see the
blacks
ass
and
back.
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm letting it dry for a bit because I've just been like doing that for, I guess an hour. Oops.
I'm sure it'll take some time, yeah.
Every time I'm leaning on you.
I'll send you guys a picture of my rock later, don't worry.
Thank you. I honestly, I really can't wait to see it. I hope it better look like the realest rock I ever seen.
She takes a picture of just a rock outside.
It's like a regular rock.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like take a picture of a rock. and
Damn, we
then,
should
like,
just 5v5.
That's it.
No, never mind.
You know, you should just send me a picture of a crumpled up piece of paper.
It's a piece of paper that says the word rock.
I think people actually use like crumpled up pieces of paper as their base for some of the rocks. But I used foam. I just took like foam pieces and I like cut them.
Foam is good, yeah.
Yeah, and then I glued. I was so extra. I fucking glued cardboard on it, and then I was like, okay, then I'm gonna have the shape, and then I'm gonna put the fabric on, and I'm gonna like dunk it in fucking adhesive, and then I'll paint it. It's like way more steps than everyone else. Like, why are you doing this?
What is content tuning? The fuck is this?
On Twitch, yeah, I saw that earlier.
Is that new?
Wait, what is it?
Content tuning?
Content
It
tuning?
looks pretty new.
Yeah, it says figure out what you're into, and then you click on stuff that you like playing, I guess, or watching, so that it caters to whatever you want to see on your For You. Ow. The fuck was that?
Oh, it's the Chips Ahoy sticker.
I love Chips Ahoy cookies.
Hi, Rico! Rico, you always come in here late. What you doing? How's your day? Tools?
Yeah.
Wingman
You want
plant.
the spike?
Oh, you... Yeah, let him plant.
Plant.
Let him plant!
I didn't know.
Who do you think you are?
Since violent today.
What do you mean?
Could you do me a favor?
I'm literally
Watch
so not being so
Garage
nice.
Doors, please?
Tools, am I not so nice?
So nice.
See?
Oh
Come
god.
here. Watch,
Get out of
watch
Berkeley.
Garage Doors.
I see. Are we going mid to C?
We can
Oh
go.
no, we're gonna figure it out.
I'm so cold.
Ivy. Nice pick, Leo.
Rotating. Fuck you.
C is open, by the way. Sin.
C is open?
Yes.
Yeah, but there's
keep
someone
coming
over
now.
here.
I'm sorry. My brain doesn't think that fast. Too many things are happening at once.
I'm just kidding, it's not. Sky is 1 HP.
Last player
And I
standing.
can't aim. 60.
Our spawn window.
60
Your-
on.
You fought well. One enemy remaining.
Reload him right.
Fuck, you said right.
No.
I shot him 55 too.
No, that was really good. That was really good.
Rotated around.
I
well.
panic planted. Sorry.
2 of us ecoed, so it's not that bad.
Here.
Oh, C's pretty easy with Viper.
Nice shit. Behind you, Leo.
Spike down, C.
Behind you, Leo.
I'm out of here. Out of charges. Spike planted.
Damn.
I was
Me.
trying to go back.
Sage hit once. Sage hit again.
Last player
To
standing.
the left.
Yours hurt. Oh my god.
Yours left.
Nice try. Wake up and get down. You guys have any plans this week?
I'm going to see NLE Choppa tomorrow.
You're gonna see who?
It'll be fire.
He's performing at my school,
Oh.
so
What?
Who's NLE Chopper?
he's a rapper. It was free. And then I don't even know. I take it a day at a time. I can't think that far. Hey, what? Yeah.
Is he like Offset? Is he like Migos?
Well,
Like,
considering Offset is in the Migos,
I have no idea. I hate that whole group. I can't even make out a word they're saying.
yeah, you had to be from Atlanta.
Yours right there.
Oh, they're like all like right here.
Oh.
Why
I
can I
can't
not
see
hit my
shit.
shots?
This way. Take this. I'm out of here.
I'm lagging like shit.
Good attempt. Gotta go.
Plant,
For you.
I'm
Alright,
trying.
we're good. Hit on.
please plant.
Oh, he killed him. Wingman is down.
One enemy remaining.
They just
Go ahead, Plan.
went around.
Go, go, go.
March Haven. Anybody?
Good shit.
Nice. Good shit, Kimchi.
Yep. Peek together.
I just gotta learn how to hit my shots.
Let the bullets lead you.
May the spirit guide you. You wanna
I think we should
go
do
C
C.
again?
Yeah, we should try C.
I'll find you. My ultimate is ready.
Nice. They left it. They left it clear.
Where do I? Okay.
Wall raised.
Can you wingman plant already? Hello?
I
know exactly where.
You walled us in.
Last player standing.
Down.
Have a lovely lurk.
You want Sunny lives him.
What's up, Saber? How you doing?
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
Let's get this. More chicken nuggies for me. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Out of my whole fam. Well, not all
His backside.
my, you know, but like compared to my cousin,
Wow.
my other relative,
Nice, nice,
they're
nice.
like 5'8", 6'2", so I'm like the
Left.
only shortest Asian.
I'm watching Heaven.
I've got your trail.
TBOI, thank you for the follow.
Omen hit really
Nice,
hard.
nice. Oh, behind.
got him.
Fuck.
Oh.
I'm
Last
hit.
player standing.
Where's bomb?
Satisfying.
Nice try.
No way, bro.
Somebody needs to hold our flank. It's like twice in a row our flank got. Holding flank.
This game's only on PC? Yes. Yes, 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 it is.
Did you want to plant? Or do you want to... If you're going to flank, then yeah.
No, I was asking Tuli if he want. He looked like it. He was gonna
I'll
hold
just
flank or
hold
something.
mid door.
Yours there again? I say we rotate. They're gonna stack.
Yours actually not that good though.
I was throwing util. T.
2B.
I hear
Watching
something.
garage.
Watch this swing.
Oh my god, there's so much happening.
One garage.
ERC at left, son.
Last player standing.
Fuck.
Spike down mid. Still waiting. Take hold.
You have ulti?
You will not kill my allies.
Way better days.
I'm saving. Go, go, go!
Leo, you have spike?
bomb.
What the? Oh, okay.
Are we going to see?
Cypher's on C.
How the fuck?
Go, go, go! Catch them! Healing you. Your duty is not over.
Which one are we going to?
I think we should do C.
Gotta go.
Okay. Yeah, it's the angle apparently.
Coming through.
Oh, fuck.
Don't plant. Don't plant.
Spike planted.
Right there.
Last player standing.
Cypher's vital. Yeah.
We might have to rush. Rush C.
Okay.
We're playing a lot back, so...
Gotta go.
I have to save this round.
I want more long range coverage.
Where are you?
Go, go, go! Don't get in my way. This way. Catch them. I got you.
Spike down. C.
How did he fucking shoot me through the wall?
Spike planted. Bring them down.
I know exactly where you are.
Last player standing.
He's banging us.
They're already on bomb. It's chalk. Getting
I
pushed
think
from both sides. Like,
I'll find you. Mark 2.
Nice try.
They really were like, let's use all our utils.
Y'all really surrender?
I don't know. It's
It's
up to you
unrated.
guys.
It's not comp, is it?
No.
Okay.
I'll find you. Spike down. C.
This guy. Oh. Swinging one tower.
Last player standing.
Good swing.
Where are you? Mark 2. Enemies here.
Oh, why would you hit that?
Sorry.
Fiber walls up.
Up and away. Barrier created.
Heaven. Sage heaven.
Message sent.
They're both back there. Cypher's back there where I died.
Where are you? Marked 1.
Sorry, over here.
One enemy remaining. Bring them down.
Toxins going up.
Enemy A.
Damn. Oh.
Berries and cream.
What? That's so random.
Oh, their name was Berry.
Oh.
Berries and cream.
I'll find you. Marked 1.
Who's next?
My ultimate is ready.
A spike is
Oh
down.
my fucking god, bro. He's on
Spike
top of the
down
box.
Fuck.
Get out of my way.
I'm coming.
Last player standing. Take hold.
Shit.
Nice try.
Last round in the half.
Damn.
Here.
Bruh. Bruh, for real.
This is going bad.
You look so beautiful tonight.
I'm dead. Wow.
This fucking cipher.
Last player standing. Spike
I
down.
know
C.
exactly where. Got him.
Ah, fuck it.
I got the spike.
Switching sides.
At least we're on the switch.
Ayo, ayo. Psst, Leo. Psst.
Hmm?
Psst, come on.
Are you pushing through that, Lunar?
Bruh.
I am. Yes, I am.
Okay.
You wanna watch this one?
Yeah, I got it.
Fatal. Thank you so much for the follow.
Are they all?
Or on
How are
Lunar?
you? I'm good. How are you?
Healing. Reloading. Enemy mid. Spike down mid.
Dead.
No, I couldn't get
He's
my
still back
freaking-
there.
Reloading.
B.
I'm just tired from
Spike
work.
planted. One enemy remaining.
Spike diffused. Come here.
That's not.
Where are you?
大丈夫。僕最強
Angie,
だから。
hello.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Spike planted. Here. Imposter kill. One enemy remaining. For you.
Reloading.
Good job.
Gonna get one as well.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it, Angie. We're playing very, very silently. I hear and see Bread talking, but we're playing so silently. I don't know why.
Digo, why are you not talking? You're usually more talkative than this.
Who?
Leo.
Oh, he's probably tired.
Of course,
Usually when it
of
gets to be late,
course.
he's just he's vibing.
Okay.
Die.
No, I was just curious.
I'll find you. Barrier here.
Oh, sorry, I keep doing that. I switched my button for like how to ping and I fucked it all up.
Need the application for 200k. I know that's right.
Oh, fuck. It got
Lights
peaceful
on.
in
No,
here.
man,
I know,
lights-
it's
lights
so
on me.
so silent.
Bro, I'm so bad.
I honestly wasn't watching my screen when I got shot, so.
125 on Omen.
Last player standing. Seconds left.
Wait, what is he doing? What is he? Okay, maybe we should have surrendered.
Spike planted.
There's so many bodies everywhere. Jeez.
This way. I'm out of here.
I felt.
It all it's about you, baby. Only you. You.
Y'all want to surrender that bad?
I don't know why we're surrendering.
I never hit that.
I mean, the game's almost over now.
One's on A.
Two's on A.
Oh, they're all on A. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Spike down A.
Oh, this is a
Spike planted.
I thought there was something on my face. Over here.
Last player standing.
still fucking.
Why'd you bonk me? What's the point of bonking me, huh?
Whatever.
Nice try.
Rare parrot. IDK. IDK.
Could you buy me tools? You're the best daddy.
No problem.
Everybody follow Tuli.
Tools.
I'm pushing.
I've been the worst.
Go, go, go.
Oh my god.
Spike planted.
Above you, Leo.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Two would win.
Marked one. Bring them down. Bring them down. We found one.
Do something, tools.
Attackers win.
Rip.
GG's, I'm out.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Yay. Alright, that was rough. It's a pretty nice melody, I agree. Alright guys, we're gonna read out to bread. So enjoy your night. I appreciate you guys. Take care. I'll see you guys on Saturday, and or if I stream in the middle of the fucking day, because sometimes that happens. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys later.